What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here and welcome to my first video on the new Australian Open tennis game, AO Tennis. Big shout out obviously first of all to Big Ant for making this game. Also big shout out to 5-Star Australia for giving me a copy to go and review. That is exactly what we're doing here today. We're playing as the top 2 ranked players at the moment, and that is going to lead on to something later on in the game for the males, which is Rafael and Nadal, who we're going to be taking on David Goffin, the Belgian. We are going to be playing just 4 games and playing on Pro. Now, I do apologise before we do go and get started. I'm not very good at this game. I'm absolutely terrible. This is like my 3rd game that I've played. I haven't finished any. I played one on Pro, which I got a little bit pumped. I played one on Amateur, which I think was a little bit easy. Well, it was too easy. So I'm hoping now that we can go play on Pro and just go and try and mix things up a little bit. So, as I said, I've played those 2 games. So far, the game is okay for me. Tennis games are very hard to go and make. There are definitely things that could be improved on, and I think that will be improved on in the coming weeks with patches and stuff like that. But you guys will have to go and judge for yourself. Now, this video is coming out at a little bit of an unusual time, 10 AM New Zealand time, or 8 AM for you guys over on the east side of Australia. So, basically, we've got this. Then I'm going to be doing an Australian Open playthrough with Kokkinakis, because he is another one of the licensed players in this game. So that will be coming normal time, 7 PM. Then probably on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, we'll start off our career. Hopefully by then we do have a few more players in the academy that we can go and download from. And then on Thursday, possibly we might have a player face and ratings video, just so you guys can see what they are rated. You get a little hint at both Nadal and Goffin, as that is a nice shot by Nadal, bringing it in. I must say, the player faces and the movements of the players, like how they move, is very good. The movement in general in the game I do not like. It is quite hard, it seems quite sluggish, and it's something you really need to get a hold of. I must say that has happened quite a bit in games that I've played, where shots go, and essentially, that one there was a good shot by Goffin, don't get me wrong, but they're essentially played, and they are, you know, quite close to the player, but he just does a Glenn Maxwell when he was playing for the Melbourne Stars a few years ago, and has just gone and clean left it. So, timing is a big factor in this game as well, and you can see that down the bottom. Essentially, every time you hit a shot, that's a good shot by Goffin, what a shot. Each time you hit a shot, you will see either, I think it's a red dot, an amber dot, beside that blue bar at the moment, or a green dot. So obviously green is what we are aiming for. That is the perfect timing. Red, as you can see there, just another leave, is not what we want. And all of a sudden we are down 15-40 in the first game. As I said, I am not good at this game. I'm not going to pretend that I'm good at this game. And I think I need to stop going to the net quite so much, as we haven't actually, to be fair, hit a winner yet. It has just been 2 unforced errors from David Goffin. Now, that is a terrible serve. That is a fault. I don't even know what I did there, to be fair. But back to the game itself. So apart from the player movement, I don't actually think it's that bad. Apart from those leaves. So the player movement and the leaves. You know, this isn't a cricket game. We should not be doing leave shots like that. So we've just gone down love to 1. So we're going to have to try and break Goffin here. And we're lucky to get that fault, because, as I said, movement and stuff is not a strong point for me in this game. I'm not good at it. And I'm not even going to try and pretend that it is the game itself. I think a lot of the time it is me. And as I said, I am still getting a little bit used to the controls and the timing, because it's not great. You've got to hold down and then release and get it on good timing. But I must say, this is a pretty good rally so far. He really should have gone and put that into the far corner, but what a shot that is. And as you can see, on Pro, I think with a couple more games, Pro is probably going to be the level that I'm wanting to play on, because it is a challenge. I went on Amateur. I think I won the first set. It was a best of 3. I did only end up playing 1 set, and I think I won that like 6-2 or something. I think I broke whoever I was playing against twice. There's a double fault, so we will take that. Takes it back to 15-all. But yeah, I think Pro is definitely what we want to go and do. Now, in terms of the players that are in the game at the moment, we did get that, I think, about a week and a half ago. We got a list of players. I think there was only about a dozen, to be fair. Half a dozen guys and half a dozen girls. So Rafael Nadal is obviously the main one that we will talk about. Angelique Kerber for the females, and that one there is lucky to go out because we were wrong-footed. So Nadal gets another point. He goes up 15 to 30 so far. So Yeah, obviously that is a bit of a downer that there aren't that many players in there. A Big Ant have come out and said that there are going to be players released as patches go on, and I think we did actually get, to be fair. I think it's a young Australian player whose name I can't quite remember at the moment, but she wasn't on the original list. However, she was posted on the Big Ant social media pages. I was going to say, are we going to get that? No, that's a double bounce. It was posted on the Big Ant media, social media pages, sorry, I think earlier, possibly just before the weekend, possibly on Friday. So it's good to see that that has come in. There's an ace from Goffin. So all of a sudden, we've gone from being 30-15 up to now down 30-40. And we pretty much need a winner here. We need to go and get back to juice so that we can go and break right back, because not ideal start, it must be said. And the double fault is definitely going to go and help. So that takes it to juice, which is bloody perfect. But back to what I was saying before we went and got distracted. The one thing about Big Ant games, and it's something that I really, really do like, is the fact that they have the academy in this game, as they've had for Ashes Cricket, as they've had for Don Bradman and Rugby League Live 4. Basically what that means is people can go and make their own creations and put them in the game. So essentially, even though it is I don't want to say severely unlicensed, but because it is unlicensed, and unlicensed games in the past that we have had, you haven't had that ability to go and get those user-created teams. And that is bloody perfect. We go and break back on the back of back-to-back double faults, so we can't really complain too much about that. Take it back to 1-all, and we're just going to have to keep going. Again, I just rush in with those shots sometimes and just play them not very well. You know, I need to stay at the baseline a bit more, stop getting into no man's land. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to, is the fact that there are going to be those players on the academy that we can download at later times. Plus, we've been told that in patches we're going to get players as well. So you've got to be happy with that there. That there is, my God, that is a weak serve. It has actually worked for us, to be fair, down the tee. So we can't really complain too much about that. But Goffin, after looking very comfortable in probably that first game and a half, is starting to struggle a little bit now. We need to make sure that we stay actually behind the baseline, and we have gone and got one there. So we now go up 40-15. We do have 2 game points here, which is bloody awesome. We're looking to actually get one on our serve for a change. And that has gone and helped. So a lot of unforced errors here, it must be said, by Goffin, rather than winners by Nadal. And the players are going to swap ends with the score currently at 2-1 to Nadal. Remember, this is the first to 4. So it's going to be very interesting to see what does go and happen there. But I want you guys to let me know what you think of the gameplay to date so far. Is it enjoyable? You know, for those who don't have the game, what do you think of this video? As I said, the movement itself, I'm not really a huge fan of. I think the cinematics, like the players and the actual player movements and how they set up and stuff like that, is really good. But moving to the ball and stuff like that, I'm not a fan of. So that is potentially something that could be changed, as I said, with patches coming out. And hopefully it is, but we will just have to go and wait and see. But I'm slowly getting the hang of it. I just need to learn how to get rid of those leave shots, because they're so frustrating. And we really want to go, to be fair, and try and break. If we can try and break Goffin here, and we get away with a fault there quite nicely, and then we can go and be serving for the match in the next game, which to me would be ideal, because I am trying to bulk up on a few of these videos, especially the Australian Open ones, which I said you will see later on tonight with Thanasi Kokkinakis. If there is another player who'd like to see me do it as, because basically for the rest of the month we are just going to be doing AO tennis content. And I think really between, you know, career mode and probably just the Australian Open, there isn't really a whole lot else that you can do in this game. So if there's another player you'd like to see me do it with, let me know, as I said, down below in the comments as well, because we can go and do that. I was possibly thinking of doing one with Daria Gavrilova, the Australian, you know, just obviously to have that woman's touch in that there. Goffin has gone and played that one out, takes the score back to 30-all. And this is good for Nadal. We just need to keep going, not try and do anything silly. I must say, I don't think we've actually had a winner in this game so far. We have just hung in. I guess, you know, in similar Nadal fashion, he's a guy who will just hang in there. He will stick with you for as long as you can. I think there was a, it's the same, I was watching, I can't quite remember when it was, on, I think, when was it? Was it the Brisbane or the Sydney International? One of the two. But there was a young Australian playing in the final against a Russian, whose names are both eluding me at the moment. But they were both playing, and the Australian was actually mentored by Leighton Hewitt, and you could see it because Leighton was a guy who didn't go to the net very often, and I think that's what we're going to have to do here. We're going to have to pick our moments to go to the net. On amateur, it's very easy to do the serve and volley gameplay, so basically hit a good serve into the corner or down the tee, come rushing up to the net, and just put the volley away. And there is another double fault from David Goffin. It gives Nadal the break, takes us up 3-1. Actually, we've had 2 break points, and we have taken both of them. So you got to be happy with that. And we just now need to keep going. It would be nice to hit a winner, to be fair. But this is actually going to be, if we win this game, our first actual completed game of this game. So really looking forward to that if we can go and do that. But that is basically all I really have to say. There is not a whole lot else. That's a good I was going to say, that's a good shot from Goffin. Wrong foot in Nadal, but just a little bit long as he goes up 30 to love. So just 2 points needed here for the game. And that there is a shot that, oh my god, I was going to say you really should come to the net for. I do apologise for that, David Goffin. I put the hand up, and I think Nadal's actually gone and done that too. So it's cool that they've added that in. This is set point. So I'm not sure if this is a best of 3 or what the story is, but we are just going to be playing for this game here. I don't really know what has happened there. I think possibly a double bounce is the only thing that I can think of, but we will keep going and continue on. That is out, surely. That is out, and that is the set done and dusted to Nadal. So as I said, I thought this was just 4 games, not fast 4 format. Okay, so this is... Alright, I'm not going to do any more, just because I am limited for time. I've got a lot to do, and basically the time that I'm recording this, I have to go and make some dinner. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, let me know down below in the comments what you think of this game. Give me your thoughts. I've given you mine. Remember, if you did enjoy the video or just want to give it a like, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Give this video a like. As I said, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. Until next time, until 7 o'clock I should say, when we have that Kokkinakis Australian Open. Ka kite Noah. See you soon.